call this Town of Sneads meeting to order. If you would, please stand and say the pledge and then join us in prayer.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Tim's going to say prayer for us.
Lord, we thank you for this day that you've allowed us to see. We ask you to continue blessing each and every one of us that live in this great town. Lord, bless all those that pass through this great town, Lord. And continue to give us the wisdom to make the best decisions we know for this town. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay, be patient with me. This is the only second time I've ever done this. All right, has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from last meeting? I need to get a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Second.
All right. Mr. Arnold made a motion. Mr. Perry second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right. All right, next, motion to accept the financial statements and budget review summary.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial statements. and budget review. That's all in one?
Okay, all right.
Cool.
Pay the bills too, is all in one? Okay, all right, so we're done with that, good. All right, next we got discussion, action items, First Ladies of Sneads.
Good evening, everyone. So all of you know myself, Kathy, and this is Susie. We're here on behalf of First Ladies of Sneads. We first want to announce our next event coming up. We have our first breast cancer run, which will be the Pink Pumpkin Dash. It will be held October 11th out there at Lake Seminole. It's going to kick out for a wonderful weekend. I think Friday night the Pirates play, that's their pink out night. And so Saturday we'll kick off the breast cancer run, and then at 10 o'clock we'll have Pumpkins by the Lake. So that'll be our fall event.
Festival.
And so she can tell you a little bit about the festival.
Okay, we're partnering with Partners for Pets as kind of like our chosen charity this year for the fall festival. So we have a bunch of really nice vendors already lined up. We're having a pet costume contest and a scarecrow contest. We have gotten with the local schools, and we're taking submissions from classes, you know, at K through 4, and we'll be having a scarecrow contest, and the winner of the scarecrow contest, that class will win a pizza party that we'll give to them. So anyway, but like I said, lots of vendors. We are having a pumpkin decorating station for the kids, pet costume contest, and just lots of fun out at the lake.
Do you have times of when all that, are you gonna post times when like
Yes,
all that's taking place?
we have Facebook events
Okay.
posted out there, so, and we're making like weekly posts, you know, just to keep interest up out on our Facebook page.
But the registration for the
Yes.
breast cancer is online, so the first 50 get a swag bag with a shirt. Registration at the event is at 7:30. The race starts at 8. You can walk, run, remember, you know, a team, organization, a business, or individual. The event at the Pumpkins by the Lake starts at 10. So all of that will be held out there at the lake. And so we've got a fun-filled day, and I think we plan to end about 3.
3, yes.
So,
Is there
the
anything the town can do to help, I'd like, make sure the grass is cut? and
Absolutely.
cleaned up?
Yes, and garbage cans and
Garbage
things like
cans,
that,
full
and
stuff.
presents. Just
I'll
be
make
there.
sure- I'll
Yep.
make
You
sure
know,
that's-
show up, be there, tell your family, tell your friends, and, you know, come out and support.
I'm gonna sign up, I'm not gonna say I'm running, I'm gonna walk.
Right.
That's fine.
Yes, I'm gonna walk as well, so.
Is it just
Yeah.
around the lake, or is it?
Yes,
Okay.
so, it'll be, 3 miles, and so it'll be 9 laps around just the main circle.
Oh, okay.
And so we'll have little pink, ribbons there on the pavement, just to kind of show everybody where to walk, and then we'll give like a ticket or something each time you pass by the pavilion,
Mhm.
just to know you'll, how many times you walk, so, because if you're like me, every time you walk and you make a lap, you forget how many laps you
Right.
walk, so. But yeah, so we'll have things that is organized to make sure everybody knows what's going on.
Y'all's Facebook page and all looks really good.
Oh, thank you.
It looks good.
So we're working hard. We've got the other events that we have planned for the rest of the year are, we're gonna have a cake sale for November for Thanksgiving, and that's gonna help fund our Christmas
Christmas
event.
outreach.
So we'll definitely go back into the schools and help those kids that are needy, and then we'll also plan on doing the gifts again this year with the Santa and after the parade. So I think that was a great thing
Oh,
that
yeah,
happened
y'all did
last year,
wonderful.
and
It
we're
was
still
good.
hearing a lot of good feedback from that.
I was gonna ask you, I've got contacts with the TDC in Mariana. Do you want me to give that information to them and let them post it on their website
Absolutely.
and
Sure,
stuff?
sure.
To
Yes.
give it more, publicity?
Yes.
If you'll give me that information, I'll send it to Kelsey,
Okay.
and she can put it on all their stuff they do at the TDC, and that'll give you a lot more exposure.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay.
And another reason we're here tonight is that we partnered with the National Night Out event, and we had a raffle drawing with a lot of gift cards and such, and we were able to raise $350 to give to the police department for our support, and this wasn't just from us, this was just from the community. And just to let you know that we appreciate everything that y'all are doing, and thank you for your hard work and your service. So,
I got one question.
yes.
Is admission free?
No, that's a great question. So each runner is $45 for the registration fee. If you're a student, it's $25, and 12 and under is free.
And that's for the race.
To
But-
get in the gate.
To get in the gate for the event is free.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fall festival is a free
And I'm
event.
glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
All the proceeds that are raised from the breast cancer walk will go to Mission Oncology there in Mariana. That's a local oncology treatment center.
Very good.
And what we have partnered with them, and so there's a lot of people here in Sneads that, myself, suffer from breast cancer. And so there's people that go through treatment and need help with gas money, need help with food. They're going up there 5 days a week. And so our thoughts were, how can we do this and give it back locally?
Right.
And so what we're going to do is get, not names, but, contacts of people through them to where we can give gift cards. We can give meal cards or gas cards to where it will help them individually. People that are from Jackson County, we can give back to Jackson County.
That's a
And
great
as long as
idea.
funds last, that's where the money goes right back to our community.
Right,
So,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good idea.
That's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr.
Uh,
Arnold?
Yeah, do you think we need to close the boat ramp to keep that parking lot there to help with more vehicles for that day?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, so we can go ahead and close it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get a sign like we did before
Okay.
for the boat race and get it announced that it'll be
Okay.
closed.
That'll
but it's something- we'll put a
that'll give
sign.
extra parking over here at the boat ramp.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
And we'd already contacted Danielle for the.
Yeah.
Instead of people having to park alongside the roads, you let them fill these up first, then
We'll
if
get
there's more people,
we'll
they
get
can
that
park.
posted.
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
But
Well,
if
we
you'll get that
appreciate y'all's
information to me,
support.
though, I will get it to the TDC, and
Okay.
they have all kind of things that they do to advertise it.
Okay,
So-
And as far as Christmas, y'all did such an awesome job last year. People talked about it, so I know working together, we can make it bigger than, you
Oh,
know,
gosh,
so
yeah.
we appreciate y'all so much, so.
Yes.
And
Well,
everything
it's-
you do for the
It's nothing
community.
that anyone does individually. We all work as a team,
Mhm.
and we appreciate every one of you support, because we couldn't do it without your support either. So we appreciate everyone that lends a helping hand, and the businesses that help sponsor that. So, you know, we're just the coordinators of it, and the little doers, so.
Well, that
we-
takes a
we
lot.
appreciate it.
Coordinating takes a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll give this to Mr. Preston.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next, ordinances and resolutions. Ordinance number 2025-01, floodplain management.
So, every 3 or 4 years, the people up there at floodplain management, I guess they don't have anything else to do. And they go through and they look for stuff that they've made us change in the past that they want us to change back. And that's pretty much what we got here. I mean, it's just taking out some stuff that they wanted put in last time, and then putting a couple of things back in about manufactured home subdivisions, changing the formatting of a paragraph. And that's it. So the first reading of the ordinance is an ordinance of the town council amending chapters 10 and 20 of the Code of Ordinances to amend the elevation requirement for buildings, to reformat the local amendment to the Florida Building Code, providing for applicability and severability, and providing for an effective date. And part of this is driven by every 5 years they update the flood insurance map. And so that's, when they come along and they do that, that's when they want to make little tweaks to everybody's ordinances. So the map will be effective November 14th, 2025. The study has been completed. It's available online. I don't think it's going to negatively impact any properties in town. From what I've looked at, when I looked at the map, it didn't change anything. You know, the basic flood zone we have is the water comes down, crosses Old Spanish Trail, and it dumps out there by the football field, and all of that area back in there is floodplain. And that's pretty much it. And we don't have any houses back in those areas, from what I can tell. I think there's 4 policies in effect in town. There's been 1 claim in the last 20 years.
And we also have a stormwater grant through FEMA right now that they've just done. They're about through with the design of, and so they'll be getting to work on some of that in the future. They're working with the railroad to put some drainage under the railroad tracks and those kinds of things. The engineers have done all their work, and that's supposed to help with some of the flooding issues that we have had to alleviate having a problem with this floodplain.
You said
So,
FEMA?
FEMA's, it's FEMA, it's a FEMA grant. No, it's a Florida Commerce grant.
Okay,
And-
that
and-
makes me
yeah,
feel better.
yeah. And it,
They pay up front.
it's a $3-point-something million project
Okay.
to alleviate some of the possible flooding issues in the town.
FEMA had me, okay, but now. That's
Yeah,
better.
I got FEMA on the brain. I've been talking to
I
them
bet
all
you
day.
did. Okay. So what do we need to do for
Need any
that?
action on it?
That's just first reading.
First reading,
We'll
okay.
advertise it for public hearing next month and adoption.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Recreation, y'all got anything for us?
Oh, we got a little bit.
Okay.
Try to keep it short and sweet. I know it took a lot of y'all's time last time.
You got 3 minutes.
You got 3 minutes.
Oh, hold up now.
If you got something good, you got longer than 3.
No, I'm trying to keep it short. I actually gotta go back into work for a couple hours. But the past month, we took this thing over and it's been going good, been raising a decent amount of money to kind of get us started we kinda started with $300 and so far we've raised, $5,150, with just the
Very
fundraisers we're
good.
doing now, so. And we have one going on right now as well. A good friend of mine and a realtor donated one of his beach houses for a weekend getaway thing, and we're doing like a little raffle, with that.
Good.
And then, we'll have more stuff coming towards hunting season, for the hunters, and that kind of deal. So we're really trying our best to raise the most money we can to get this thing rolling in the right direction, so. With that being said, soccer games, actually, this is their last week of practice. The games will start next week, the 15th, and that will go for a solid 4 weeks. I believe the last games end, from out here, I believe it's October 6th, is that a Monday maybe? But a solid 4 weeks from the 15th, but starting the 15th as well. The first day of the soccer games opening up, we're going to start our flag football registration and let that roll through the whole process of soccer. That way we can kind of keep this ball rolling with all that, just be ahead of the game pretty much. So. Yes, sorry. Yeah, we'll be including cheer into that as well. And we're working on the numbers on all that. It's going to be the same. We're trying to, price check everything. We're hoping really to try to get that down a little bit, with registration fees and all, because, some people just can't do it.
Right.
But that's going to roll on for 4 weeks with the sign-ups of flag football, and then with all those updates and all too, I'm hoping within about the next 8 to 10 days. I did get with Gary a little more on the putting that sign up. The guy's working a quote up right now for the heading of it and all. So hopefully within 8 to 10 days that'll be up in the air and hopefully running by then. So that's going to be very helpful for the park, and then whatever's going on down at the lake too. Just advertise everything right there. So.
Yeah.
And just really been working hard, with improvements on everything, and us, ourselves not taking any money from any of the fundraising. We've put so far down there in the past 4 weeks around $2,200 of our own monies into just trying to get in that place looking a little better, and mainly it started with a concession stand, just trying to sprucing that up, make it a little more airtight. It gets kind of miserable in there during the hot months. But new windows, and we blocked up 2 of the other ones, that were just never used and just kind of pointless of being there. Just made that a lot more airtight. So we really kind of working hard to just make improvements down there and make it look a little better. But kind of with that being said, I do have a few things I want to ask for from the city, if that's okay. We're going to try to utilize, if it's okay, there's that, it's a chain linked area in between the skate park and the boys' high school baseball field. It's kind of overlooked because it's never been used, but it's actually a little bigger than the football field.
It was a soccer field when it was built.
Right. That's what I had heard.
But it's never panned out to be
That one
used.
running this way?
No, it's in between the skate park and the boys' varsity
Yeah,
baseball
okay,
field.
yeah.
It's where it got damaged back after the hurricane with all the big trucks parking out there on it.
Yep.
It really took a lot of
Ruts.
beating from that, and it's
Yeah, I can
hasn't
tell
been
walking
really
up.
playable for anything.
Well, that's kind of our goal with this, and the only thing we would like to ask from the city is about probably maybe 80–85% of that fence is intact and in good shape, and I believe all the materials is still there on site. I don't know if they pulled it back, with them trucks coming in and all during the hurricane, but I believe most of it's still there. So that's all we would ask is to get that, if we could try to work on some of that. And we're gonna try to do some ourselves, because what we plan on doing is, with the flag football starting and all, it gets really crowded up there with, a bunch of youngins and one kind of confined area. So we're gonna try to utilize that for more of a practice and keep the games on the lighted, fields when that come about. So, and we're gonna take care of all the grass cutting and everything and getting it prepped and right. And I'm gonna be bringing dirt in, trying to level that place off and try to get something coming up through there. But that's all we would like to ask from the city. Just maybe try to pick away at some of the fence that's sort of.
Probably need to let Walt mow it with a bush hog first.
He just did the other
Did he?
week.
Okay.
I'm gonna suggest to him that he just put it down another couple notches. And then I'll get in there and blow all the grass out and cut it again with a lawnmower, but yeah, we'll take care of all that. That's all we'd like to ask for that part of it. Got a couple more asks too, so that ain't it.
Ask
now.
away.
I have a
Yes,
quick-
sir.
Is that being used for parking or anything right now
No,
for game?
no.
It was like a multi-purpose building.
That was something that was brought to us years ago, and we either had to use the money, or we lost it. So we decided to put that in. And it's got a water system under it, but I don't know how much got damaged from the big trucks.
Yeah.
You know, for that, you know, so.
And I don't have the time now, with it being kind of a time crunch, to really find it, but eventually, that's gonna be another thing.
Somebody from the crowds wanted to say something about what you said, I think.
If they do start using it, you'll have to understand that from the, walking trail back to the highway, that's our landing zone.
Uh-huh.
So they don't need to be parking out there or nothing.
No.
I mean, anything from skate park east be fine, but, skate park west, that's all.
Yeah,
got to
that's
be
true.
Correct.
clear.
Correct, but it's okay, it's just the parking, right, mainly?
They gotta be
Yeah,
able to get
okay.
into
Okay.
the ambulance.
If somebody, if they're coming into the land and, the kids are out there on that one field, that's fine. It's just
All
the,
on that side of that fence.
okay. And that kind of brings up another thing, I was gonna ask about, that the, Tyler Arnold Way there, it looks like it was blocked off or kind of skinny down to one little area. And it's, the fence isn't even there, but I'd like to take that out. Me and Mr. Bill been talking about some of the millings and stuff coming in and all, and making that like a, kind of a 2-lane deal. And I'd be providing all the equipment and labor, to do all that. Cause it's where it's at now, you kinda got mainly just one big lane coming in there, and people, having to pass each other off on the grass and everything else, but just kinda make that more
If they
defined.
slow down much enough, they can pass. Yeah, it's been.
I got a lot to say about that,
working.
but I'm not gonna say it
It's
now.
been working.
I had it fixed up decent, and, now it's, 40 miles an hour, it's washboard, so.
Right.
Might throw a couple berms in there, maybe slow it down a little bit. But I wouldn't mind doing that if that would be okay with everybody, just maybe extending that out just a little bit to make it where cars can pass back and forth on, some sort of material rather than driving off in the grass, and it's just aesthetics really, and, and that's a lot of it. Let's see. Also, another ask, because I know every bit of this is city property, and I know some people, look at it different ways, and I see it from my perspective of the work I do every day, but I had one ask for now, and it's gonna be another ask later on, but there is 2 sycamore trees, big sycamore trees inside the ball field area. Both of them have diseases. One is a lot more than the other, and you can tell, and I got pictures, but about probably 2 to 3 weeks before it starts defoliating, it's already gone. And you can tell it's ate up bad. And I would like to, the big one that's right by the concession stand, that's the kind of bigger, rounder one, that is still a very decent shady tree. You can tell it's starting on the right side of it, it's starting to get that. And they're bad about that. But I would like to myself take the tree down, remove it, grind the stump, and then plant something back that's not a sycamore. Very, very messy, and it's gonna end up dying anyway. And just kinda asking for permission for that. I didn't know, I know some folks, I like trees myself, but I kill them for a living, but I love trees, but. But it's gonna need to go eventually, because even if it starts blooming out next year, it's just gonna continue to get worse, and then it's just gonna be a dead tree.
I mean, shade out there is definitely the issue.
Oh, well, we already have plans for that as well.
Okay.
And that's gonna be worked in before baseball season. We plan on, and this will be another ask, if, just improvements to the property, doing a bunch of sunscreens, over the bleachers, on every field. And that'll be 2 per field, so. I like trees, but that one, I mean, it's not good. So,
That's fine with me. Oh, Bill.
I
What about-
don't have a problem with it. Timmy knows more about the
what
ball
about-
field than I do.
What about liability, as far as him doing that?
No, I don't think there's nothing.
I got all the insurances
He's
too, so.
licensed, he's a licensed, person, you know, that's what he does for a living. He's
I
licensed.
got millions and millions of covered, so that, you know, as far as that
He's
goes,
gonna take it down and haul it off and grind the stump down, and then he can level that off and,
free of charge.
you know,
Wow.
get some grass growing there, or like I said.
Well, it's a liability now,
Come up-
almost. There's a
come up-
dead limbs broke off in it, hanging, you know, it's,
Yeah.
kind of deal, so if
What
that.
about the other one that's like going towards the parking lot that way? Is that a sycamore tree too?
The one I'm talking about specifically is between the AA and AAA field,
Yeah.
by the little block building that sits by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one needs to go, pretty quick. The other one, you know, I'd like to wait it out a little longer, is you can tell on the right side, if you're out on the road looking toward the, ballpark, the right side, you can see now that it's doing the same thing. That's a lot worse with the other one.
Which
But
one do you wanna take down?
I'd like to take the worst one out,
The one
and then
over here?
hopefully, you
The
know,
one by
maybe
the
it'll last
block
another
building?
year, that other one.
The one by the block building?
I'd like to take that one out now, yes. And then the other one, you know, we'll see what it does next year. If it, you know, gets just a tiny bit worse, it'll still be okay. And just kind of see how the years go from there, because it is a good shady tree. But either way, with that tree being gone, it didn't provide a whole bunch of shade, with half of it being near about dead. So, you know, sunscreens, all that stuff will be coming in, especially for baseball and softball season, so.
If you would, just take that one and limit up any dead stuff you see in that tree.
Oh, yeah.
Take it out.
Yeah, there's stuff like that as well, so, it'll be.
That's only two out there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that leads me into the next thing, and this will be a wintertime, pruning. I'd like to take every crepe myrtle out there and, you know, almost do in a sense, you know, prune them way back, like ACI does, you know,
Thank
chop
you.
them down to stubs. Well, next year, you're only dealing with this little bit, you're not dealing with a.
Well, I was
Lord,
gonna
they're
ask
very
that to be a
overgrown.
Walt thing, so Walt's really lucky, because I was gonna be like, when is Walt gonna cut that in crepe?
Well, they need to be cut down half, you know, just about that tall, kind of every one of them, because it's so bad now, my lord.
Yeah.
And willing to do all that as well on my time and my dime, because, I mean, that's gonna be a job there.
That is
Because I'd
big.
like to do every single one of them around the park, in the park and off. And that's a wintertime project, of course, probably 3 months from now, 2.5, 3 months. So.
Yeah, you can't even walk around the walking trail.
I know.
And it's just messy.
They used to keep them cut back, but then all of a sudden, I mean, way before Walt, but I'm just saying, they've gotten out of control.
Poor equipment and the inmates used to take care of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll be honest with you, they did.
Andrew Clell, sent Bill and I, noticed that the Department of Agriculture has a grant for shade trees that they've opened up for this year. And it might be worth, you know, figuring out what we would need out there, probably 10, 15 oak trees, something like that.
Oh, for
And-
sure.
And put in a request for those. Cause that'd be, I mean, to get a decent caliper oak tree would probably be about $400, $500.
Well, that's probably that tall.
it's gonna- it's gonna-
Them big oak trees that are, you know, that big around, you $3,000-4,000, and, but we plan on whatever we do take down, like with that one tree, planting a new one back, that's not a sycamore or magnolia.
Not
Very,
messy.
very messy.
Yeah.
You got leaves all over the ball fields, it's more of a hassle really than
Yeah,
anything,
yeah.
and they're dying. So, that's
Sounds
kind of
like
our
y'all
plan if
made a lot
everybody's
of
good
good
with that.
plans so far. Y'all been out there writing down.
Oh,
stuff.
I got stuff going on in about February, March right now, so, like I said, we're gonna take it head on. With the crepe myrtle, just basically, you know, chopping them suckers in half, and same deal, I'm gonna haul every bit of it off, clean everything up, you know, no expense to anybody.
How old's your son?
My son, he'll be 9 at the end of November.
Okay, so you're gonna be around for a while, huh?
I'll be around for 3 or 4 years. But, and, you know, that was the reasoning, and everybody that's with me, they're kind of, you know, they're just like me, wanting to see the same things, and we're almost like stepping stones. Everybody's youngins about a year, maybe 2 behind, you know, me having the oldest. Everybody's behind me, kind of just stepped down all the way to the wee ball, T-ball stuff,
Yeah.
so, be a long time with the somewhat sense of the same group of people, so.
Since he's gonna do that, could we let him take it to the city dump out there and dump that that debris like that?
Absolutely.
I'd be fine with that, that'd save a little fuel.
So do we actually need to make a motion on that, or?
Excuse me?
So do we actually need to make a motion on that, or just?
No,
No, we're good.
Just
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, just be mindful, it's gonna be a lot now. Them crate mowers are gonna be a lot. Yeah, if y'all good with that, that's just something, that's been on my mind, it needs to go, kind of deal. And then just a couple more things, like I said, I'm trying not to take all y'all's time. Well, back to, the sports a little bit real quick, I left out. We were actually up, did all the numbers and everything, and up 26%, with soccer from last year, so
Wow,
we're
very
hoping that
good.
continues with flag football and baseball and softball.
That's good.
I know baseball and softball is gonna be hard to beat, there's a lot of kids last year.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
But just trying to get more into the schools and let them know, because everybody don't have Facebook or, you know, just stuff people get on nowadays, so. And this will be, the last ask. And this is where we've been really trying to save and we're willing to help fund a little bit of it ourselves. And then, you know, with connections we have, everything else, everything would be built to code. One of the main things being first is the bathroom, the little portable building bathroom by the girls' high school, softball field. I will bring an excavator in and demolish that, because that's what needs to happen. It is absolutely terrible. But just another kind of ask from the city, maybe trying to split some materials. And I'm gonna try to talk with the school board as well. I don't really know how that works, but, you know, it's just,
Who
everybody that's there for a
brought those
softball
in?
game, their facilities is that, so.
we brought them in to the school board.
I think it was us.
But we're
But the school
real,
board uses it too. for the
That's
for
right,
the
they
girls'
use it too,
baseball.
so they
Yep.
might should contribute.
yeah, and I'm gonna be working on that. But we'd be willing to put in a little bit, you know, of the money we've been raising ourselves to provide materials and no labor charge at anybody, and everything will be up to code. You know, as far as that goes, that way, you know, you don't have to get contractors involved and all that stuff, you know. But if a set of plans does need to be drawn up, you know, I got a friend, so he'll draw up some plans. But I think that's one thing right now that needs to go pretty quick, and then following that will be the bathrooms at the concession stand, because with that whole thing getting torn down and rebuilt one day, hopefully, I know it's gonna be some years out probably, so, I've been, working with Hunter a little bit on trying to, you know, find some grants for stuff like that, and, he's been hunting pretty hard on that. But for the meantime, next couple of years, probably at least, same deal, not quite as extensive, just basically kind of a gut and replace kind of deal, so, and that's nothing right now, that's just, you know, something to put in everybody's head, maybe if they have a little money to spare. Material-wise, nothing more, we'd be willing to come in ourselves a little bit on that too. And then provide all the labor, as well, free of charge, so.
And I did talk to Hunter, we're applying for a grant in the next month or so for the park down there.
Mhm.
Maybe we can utilize that money, some of that, for some of the things you're talking about with the.
For sure.
For the bathrooms.
I would love if it'd come in before ball season,
We
especially.
were supposed to have it last year.
Yeah, the
and-
deferred out,
And they
deal, yeah.
turned it down because they said we didn't own the property, and we had gotten the property and had filed it in the clerk's office. So we contacted them and said, look, you're wrong, we do have the land, and they said, well, too bad, you can apply next year. So, they turned us down for the
Not too good.
wrong reasons and told us to check back this year. So we're gonna be applying for some monies.
Well, maybe they'll remember that, so.
Maybe.
That would sure help out a ton down there. Other than that, really, that's the only really kind of ask. So good with all the tree stuff. And like I said, we'll be replanting as well, whatever, you know, trees that are there. If it has to come out, it will be replanted with something, you know, appealing. And the only other thing is mainly the bathroom deal and the fence around that, one field. And then we'll kind of take care of the rest, so. We, we're real hard up on this thing right now. We're pushing hard, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't burn
yeah.
yourself out, we want you around for a
Oh,
while.
that's every day for me, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Just-
very much.
just
And
having
we
the
thank the
vision
community a
and-
lot too, especially with some of these fundraiser stuff we got going on. I know a lot of communities involved in that, and even some outside of that. And if it wasn't for everybody pitching in on some of that stuff, I mean, we wouldn't be able to, be trying to start doing a whole lot, so.
I was just gonna mention something, if we tear down the bathrooms over there by the girls softball field, how quickly will we have them back? Because I wouldn't want softball season to start and there not be any facilities over there.
If we had and I'll remove everything, if all the money was available the next day, we could probably have everything done and squared away in probably 3 or 4
We
weeks.
ain't got no money.
3 or 4 weeks, okay.
3 or 4 weeks at the very most with built back, and ready to go.
I would
If the money's
definitely-
available as soon as it's tore down. And
I would
obviously-
definitely approach the school board, the high school, and
For
see.
sure,
Mhm.
for sure. And that's something I'm working on right now too, so we're pulling from every angle.
And if you could give us an estimate, maybe of what the cost would be.
Yeah, we're actually working on that now. We're thinking, just the most feasible approach and the most long-lasting is a block building, floor, either, more likely just straight slab. Me and Mr. Tim was actually talking about it a little bit, but in a different location, but, essentially no doors, but, you walk in, you go behind another wall, kind of like you do in a public restroom at a rest area or something, in a sense. But just very, very feasible for what it is there, and something that'll be long lasting and maintainable. Minimal wood, no rot and no none of that. So, just trying to keep something there. If you're gonna put time and money into it, might as well make it last, so.
Well, I know it probably would not be affordable, but, I went the other day over to Chattahoochee and their little pocket park, they have a bathroom there, a little bathroom thing, and it's pure air conditioned, y'all, but anyway. They have
y'all got some extra money left over now.
It's got a wheelchair one, and then it's got just a regular one style, and the building's not huge. But I was impressed, and it's lockable, and I'm going with this because, we have so many folks that like to go in there at night and destroy stuff.
Well, that's the other half.
So you might just want to ride over there and look at it.
Yeah.
If you pull back there to where CVS is, you can go on that back street and just go in there and take a look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, it really looks easy to me now because I don't build stuff, so it does. Of course, it looks easy to me.
Well, we're gonna have help because I don't build nothing either. I won't be
Yeah,
square,
but
so.
just take a look at it and see. But I was shocked that it had air. I'm thinking, what in the world? They put air in there for?
For
But
sure.
It's nice, but
And
I know
definitely.
it does get hot. But I was shocked, I mean.
Yeah, and definitely on board with the door thing, my mind just thinks, the less amount of money, most
Right,
feasibility,
right,
but at
right.
the same time, you're exactly right.
It's
That's,
just getting destroyed every night.
that's 90% of the problem, there, and we'll be working on that too with the bathrooms, behind the access stand and, lockable doors, once
Yeah.
everything starts getting redone in there and,
You don't wanna waste your money. I mean,
100%.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah, so,
We put time and money in it, I want it to be that same way the next year,
Yeah, yeah.
with no issues, so.
yeah, so.
But yeah, that's about the gist of it. Like I said, I can stand up here and talk all day, but I won't. Y'all got a lot of that last time. So,
Well, we appreciate all you're doing.
yeah, like I said, we're gonna continue to update, every month. Like I said before, myself or somebody will be here every single month, so, and then,
Do y'all ever have kids, or do you know, or I don't know how you find out, but that there's kids that may wanna play and can't? Like, do you have sponsorships?
that happens all the time. That happens a lot. There is actually a Medicaid program, I believe it is, that they can enter a voucher number, and that just happened with soccer. And going forward, now that everything's kind of taken hand with all the new people, that'll be put into the flyers,
Okay.
as far as that approach, with vouchers for
Good.
sign-up fees and stuff. So-
So every kid can participate with.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And even if the Medicaid thing don't work and, they can't get around it, they don't have the $50 or $60, I mean, we're gonna take care of it, so.
Right.
I mean, every kid out there possible is better. the way
Well, I mean,
look at it, so.
you know, citizens may want to do a sponsorship, so I just didn't know if that is about, if it's on the site that you can sponsor a kid or something, I guess.
I'm
is
not
what
sure
saying.
about that, but I will check it. Caitlin and Emily, they do a lot of that stuff.
Right.
I'm the, you know, backbreaker. They're the
They're the
tech
computer
so.
people, right, right.
But yeah, all that stuff, anybody that needs help with, registration stuff, if they can't get the voucher stuff going, you know, contact us. We're more than happy to come out of our own pocket to get you out there, so.
Right.
Every kid, more kids the better, that's for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But yeah, I'll kind of leave it at that. Like I said, I can sit up here and talk all day, but I'll save that for next time. But I thank y'all very much, and again, just thank the community for pitching in on some of this fundraising stuff. We're raising a fair amount of money here pretty quick, and it's going to be utilized as it already has been being. So look forward to just doing more and improving everything. So
We appreciate y'all.
Hey, thank y'all.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. Town Manager.
I'm not gonna take as long as he did.
You got 1 minute, Bill. You got 1 minute.
I got 3 minutes, right?
No, 1.
I think I can
Take
do
your
it.
3 minutes.
I think I can do it.
Plus some.
Had a pretty good month. I met with Senator Trumbull and Panama City and his staff regarding some of the town issues. And, you know, I discussed the Pope Street paving. I talked to him about the ball field lights and the need for a new building for our fire department. I really couldn't go into detail on that because I don't know what we need to ask for at this point with that on the fire department. They're looking at a couple different plans on things to do. It's gonna take some funding from outside sources to get it done. And I don't even have an amount yet to even ask for, but I just plant the seed that we maybe want something in the near future. And once I get more information, I'll be back in touch. Senator Trumbull called me later that afternoon at my house on my cell phone and told me that he had already called DOT about the Pope Street project that had been turned down twice. And he said it was very high on the list and he called somebody with the leadership of DOT and said it was very high on the list and felt very optimistic that maybe we're gonna get that funding this year. And he said, you know, if something happens, if we don't, to let him know when he would put an appropriation in. He wanted to see it done. And he already mentioned the ball field lights when I came in. So yeah, he mentioned that to me first because he'd heard about it before, and he really wants to try to help us with that. So we're gonna try to get some appropriation information in so that he can request that again. Last year, the Senate approved it. The House killed it. So we're gonna have to do some work on the House side to see if we get that appropriation through, because I think once it gets to the governor, I think it'll be signed. But I was kind of surprised that the House did not approve it. So we're working on those things from the political end and trying to get some influence going on so that maybe we can get some of these projects going. I felt very positive about my contact with him and his staff. This week, the Appalachian Regional Planning Council submitted a grant request for almost $1.2 million to redo our water tanks inside and out, structural repair, a new wellhead, a new pump, and all the associated piping that goes with that, a new building for our waterhead placement, and computerized water meters so that we can get those done now without having to send men around and trying to read the meters. It's more efficient. It takes a lot less. It doesn't take any time. It doesn't take the manpower that we have sending the men out to try to read them. Sometimes they read them falsely. They can't see it. You know, it's just after you've looked down at a hole for 500 times, sometimes the numbers look a little blurry. And you know, we do have some mistakes with that. They do a good job, but this is just better. It saves water. It lets us know if there's leaks on either side. I mean, it just what?
Tells us when.
Yeah, and it tells us when the leak started. I mean, it tells you all that information, and it comes right to a computer, and we don't have to get out to do that, so it'll be a lot more efficient. And it'll save the town money, it'll save water, and et cetera. So we're excited. We hope we get that done. If we do, that'll be a major step. Most towns in Jackson County already have that. We're one of the last to get it. But I feel very certain. I had a very positive conference call this week about it. The head of Florida Commerce is good friends with our lobbyist. So we're gonna make some contacts, and I've got a contact with Florida Commerce as well. And so we're gonna, and the people with the planning council feel like we did a good job last year with our grant. We came in under budget, and I feel like they're gonna, be very positive with it. They feel real comfortable with it, so hopefully it'll come through. So we're doing everything we can to get it done.
Well, Bill,
Go ahead.
does that grant, does that include maybe us getting the water tank cleaned and painted?
The water tanks will be
I mean, the water
towers.
tower.
The water towers will be cleaned on the inside. They'll take the water, the sand that gets in the bottom of them, they'll repaint the inside, they'll repaint the outside, any pitting that's on there, any structural damage with any of the structures. It's already been looked at, there's some welding on top hood that needs to be done, structural damage on some of the ladders and some of the casings and things. All that's already been looked at, and all that's included in the grant. So yes, and they'll paint the outside as well, so, y'all decide what color you want.
Yeah.
I'm working with the Corps of Engineers regarding a new boat ramp project. It's been going on for years. There was some hiccups in there, and I think we've got through the hiccups. And so we're gonna apply for another construction grant in the next couple months. Hopefully that's gonna come through. I talked with some people down there at the park from the Bassmasters, and they said if we was to get this and a couple other things, that they would start holding bass tournaments at Lake Seminole. And that would bring in a lot of boats and monies and people buying gas and buying food and stuff like that. So hopefully we're gonna get that done. We're also working on the south side of the park, getting that acquisition. That's coming up hopefully in the near future. They keep saying it's coming, but I can't tell you when. Several requests have been made to consider moving the meeting times that we have from 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the afternoons. I think it was before my time, so I don't know that. I think there was somebody that was on the council that worked in Tallahassee, and they couldn't get here in time. But it just seemed like it would make the meetings later and later, and if, just wanted to throw that out there to see if that was something that's reasonable and the council would be acceptable. They used to be at 5 o'clock, and then they moved to 6, but there was some requests that maybe they can move it back to 5 o'clock. So I don't know how y'all feel about that.
I can make 5.
How about y'all? Oh, man. How about you?
Anytime.
Oh, my goodness.
Get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm good.
Hey, we're at work
What about you,
anyways.
Kate?
You're a little tough, but whatever y'all want to do.
Fine, if you're tough.
Yeah, I'm used to 6, and so, Danielle probably have to call me and say, "Can you run a little late, or are you gonna come tonight, or, you know?" What section of Yeah.
Well, all of us are here, we stay 2 hours late, and which is fine, because we get stuff done, but 5 o'clock, it'd be better for us, but that doesn't really matter. I had several people say, ask me about that, so I just want to throw it out there and see what the council felt like.
I mean, it's fine with me, because I live on fast time, so yeah, I get done real late.
Okay. So just start scheduling at 5 o'clock, is that okay with?
If that's
with
okay with
the council?
everybody.
Or just not everybody else.
Okay.
I mean, check with Mike
We
and see
will.
if it's okay with him.
Let's wait and decide it next month when Mike's here.
I mean, we could always try it, and
You
if
know.
it don't work, then go
And
back.
if we don't like it, we'll go back to the 6 p.m.
Okay.
So just
So-
make sure to let us know when we're gonna start.
When we start.
Well, I plan on maybe just starting in October. I'll talk to Mike to make sure that he can make it. If one of you can't, then we need to keep it at 6. I mean,
Okay.
that's obvious. But if he doesn't have a problem with it, then we'll just go ahead and we'll notify everybody. We'll put it on our.
He's retired,
advertising.
he shouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
He's retired now.
I think he's working in Panama City like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that's what.
That's neither here
That's true.
that's neither here nor there, but y'all talk to him. If he can get back at 6, he can get back at 5 probably. But I'll run it by him, and if he's okay with it, then we'll go ahead and put it on announcement. And if he's not, then I'll let y'all know that we're going back to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay?
So count on 5 right now for next
Count on
month.
5 for October, unless you hear different.
Okay.
Dan and I have been working on trying to get the industrial park cleaned out and released, and, so that we've had several contacts about wanting to lease it out, but we had people that had stuff stored in there for years, and a lot of different claims and a lot of different stuff we've had to deal with, but I think we've got through it all. We got we're trying to get signatures saying, hey, we're done, we have no more, reason to be here. We got one signed today, anticipate getting the other tomorrow, and if that's fact, then we will have it back, and we can go ahead and put it out there for people to request to utilize it as what it's supposed to be, an industrial park and not a storage area. It's been quite an ordeal to get it done.
Trouble is they told us today they didn't want the stuff that's in it.
Yeah.
And so there's gonna be a load to haul to the dump.
It literally looks like a hurricane hit it.
There needs to be a lot of work done to it.
It is full of,
Well, I mean, yeah, it did, but it pretty much looks like we need to get, Ronnie to just demolish it too, cause it looks awful.
Either that or fix it. There's.
it's not really that bad a shape. It could be fixed pretty easily.
Yeah.
It's the roll-up doors that blew off, and there's a couple of door panel or side panels that are loose. I was up there looking at it the other day. It's just like, there's junk in there.
It just needs to be
They
cleaned
got all
out.
this,
The office partners.
property, they were redoing a motel, and so they got all these desks and bed frames and all that kind of stuff, and they've been sitting in there
Piled
for
up.
2 years, piled from floor to ceiling, and they probably aren't any good anymore. There's probably a rat in every desk drawer.
Well, and the exposure to the elements and, mildew and stuff, so he just said they didn't want them anymore, and for us just to dispose of them, so we'll probably just clean them out and get rid of them. The office was full of tents, like revival type tents for, religious, meetings and stuff, and those have all been removed. I didn't know that, but he told me today they'd already gotten them out, so really it's just those furniture things, and then we can go ahead and advertise it, and
You just removed what
Just-
you want.
Right, so he wants us to
And then
cover
we
the
have
cost
to-
of removing the other
Yeah.
mess.
Yeah, don't.
but
Not
it's
in
to,
church.
it's really, and I see what you're saying, but it's really to our advantage, because if they just walk away and leave it, it's there, and we're not gonna be able to do
Right.
anything with it, so, I think we're gonna probably try to get rid of it and then try to lease it out and do a really good ironclad lease, so that we won't have the issues we had this year. It was, and it was a good lease, but it was just, I don't know, it's just a mess, but.
We do probably need to think about the repairs that need to be done, to the building, I don't know that the doors necessarily need to go back up with what a couple of the people are talking about using it for, but at least getting it looking a lot better.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Gotta be cleaned
Needs
up.
a lot of work done.
And that's when, it costs money, but of course we'll recover it over the years that we have at least.
Who originally put that building up?
Richland Home.
Jason did?
Ed Thompson.
Yeah, Ian did. But what I was gonna tell you about that was, a long time ago, before that building was put there, West Florida Electric agreed to put a spec building out there for economic development purposes. They may, I don't know, we tried to get them to do it, they promised to do it, and we never could find somebody to anchor, jobs in there and things like that. They may be willing to assist with the repairs. If we don't ever talk to them again about putting a spec building out there. We got a building out there, we got an anchor out there for somebody, and they might be willing to assist in repairs. So, you talk to them too.
Okay, sounds good.
How much property is there?
Is it
41 acres?
40-something acres, yes.
Wow.
A little over 40
The building, I think that original lease was 5 acres. Where that building sits.
And what we'll probably do is, when we do a lease, we'll lease the building and some acreage, depending upon what kind of company, how much land they need for whatever they need to do it,
So the town owns that whole 40 acres?
Well, we've got a long-term lease
from
on
the
it.
state,
Lease from the state?
for an industrial park.
I think it was a 40-year lease. It was back, when did Bridgeland start their lease?
I don't remember.
I'd have to go back and
Before
look.
5
I'll
years ago.
kind of give you details on that next meeting.
I think what I'm gonna try to do, and this is just a maybe, is to contact our consultant and see about maybe getting, because I'm hearing that the state doesn't wanna be in the land business anymore. and see if maybe we can get that property deeded to us like we got the ball field deeded. And that way it gives us more power to do with it what we wanna do and not have to depend upon a lease or the state in 40 years. And do I wanna, if it's ours, or maybe we can have more say-so on what goes there and the length of time, and it'll probably take away some of the limitations that people may have on a leased land like that. If we own it, we own it, and they can stay there forever if they have a good business. And so I thought about maybe trying to petition to see if we could get that land donated as we did the park. Don't know if that it'll work or not, but I'm gonna try that.
Could we at least have it like baled for hay and make some money doing that, 40 acres? I mean, seriously, can we?
I thought somebody was
Well,
billing
the-
hay.
the-
Somebody I think was. the FFA
The
still does that.
FFA does it.
Or they still do it?
Right.
as
No,
Right now,
no,
it's still bills at
no,
full, and then they-
the FFA was doing it, and they had the kind of the lease, or the verbal lease to do it. And then they didn't do it, and they said they weren't gonna do it for a while because the guy that was ahead had knee surgery, and they just have not approached me to do it. So whoever wants to bale it, to clean it up and cut it, is doing it. So we don't really have, and really it was sitting in the middle of something that we didn't really have control of. So, but now we do. So things will change in the future once we get this thing back in our control.
Okay.
New fire truck is scheduled to be delivered on or before September the 19th. I sent the final paperwork in today so we can get payment, prepayment of $624,000 for it. And they're working on getting that check written now. And so we'll have it by the 19th so that we can make sure we pay them when the truck is delivered. So I'm working with Tallahassee on that now. Working with the town clerk to finalize next year's budget. We've been working on that for several weeks now. We're still working on the finalize. Things change a little bit from day to day. And I want to let everybody know the next budget workshop is scheduled for budget hearing is scheduled for September the 17th at 5:01 p.m. And all council members are required to attend. It's just state law that you have to be here for the budget hearing. So if y'all will make that, put that on your calendars for the 17th at 5:01. That's all I have.
That was more than 3 minutes, Bill.
No, this is the second. This is the second hearing.
No, this is the first hearing.
First year.
Okay, Mr. Dan?
I'm gonna be even quicker.
All right. Well, that was more than 3 minutes, so Bill,
I can't help it, but I wasn't as long as the other.
All I had for you this month was the floodplain, so we're on track.
we're good? All right. All right. Mr. Preston?
I'm gonna make it as quick as possible.
All right.
So, once again, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Very appreciative of that.
That was very nice. Thank you, First Ladies of Sneads.
I wish we could do more.
Y'all do plenty, y'all do great.
I'm just gonna go quickly through the monthly report.
Okay.
This would be for August the 9th to September the 9th. We had 584 business checks, 6 traffic stops, 6 agency assists, 3 animal complaints, 1 stalking complaint, 2 domestic disturbances, 1 resulted in arrest. We had 10 suspicious incidents, 5 public disturbances, 10 school zone details. That's the Sneads Elementary School. It was actually more than that, but these were ones that I put in myself. The ones that Officer Johnson and Sergeant Hollis did, they called by radio. So I didn't find those. They're probably there, I just couldn't find them. 5 follow-up investigations, 6 traffic accidents, 2 trespassing complaints, 3 traffic violations. We had 1 warrant arrest, 1 criminal arrest. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this out there because I know it's been a lot of curiosity about the cameras. So I've been trying to find out a little more about them too because they got started under a previous administration. But as you notice, they are there. I don't know if y'all have actually, a lot of people don't know what they are. Some of y'all do. So if you're over there by the Family Dollar and over there where the old McDaniels is, that's what those are. Those are the school zone cameras from Blue Light Solutions. So I'm trying to find out a little more about it, what it entails. With some of y'all that do go to Bluntstown regularly, y'all already know Bluntstown has a similar program. So just to go ahead and put it out there, I had Sergeant Hollis check with Blue Light Solutions about it. So here it is. So Blue Light Solutions is waiting on the power company. So that's gonna be West Florida. I figure that's gonna be relatively quick for West Florida to do what they have to do. Now, once they do that, we have to do a month of social media. Got to let everybody know that they're there. That's before anything actually happens. So there's 30 days of that. Then you got another month where it'll start issuing out warnings. So you're looking at about 60 days. 60 days from there, the next 30 days is when they'll start issuing citations. Now, me and Mr. Ransom talked about it a little bit. What it is those citations are actually city ordinances for that school zone. That's actually what it is. That's actually what it will start out being, okay? Now, I've been talking to Chief Mallory from Bluntstown because he's very familiar with it. So a lot of people have asked when they get these citations, what exactly are they? Well, they're actually ordinances. What happens if they don't pay that ordinance? That comes back to the city for those that are not paid. And what happens is that law enforcement agency has the option to turn it into a uniform traffic citation, like what you would usually get from an officer, a trooper, or a deputy, and then send that in to the clerk's office. Now, this is very new to me, so some of the stuff I'm telling you, I still got to do more research on. But Bluntstown doesn't have a magistrate to hear these, and neither does Sneads. Since I've been here, I don't know when Sneads has had a magistrate. Anybody that's lived here longer probably knows. But what would happen is we would have to talk to, I believe it's Mr. Larimore, because I don't think Judge Garcia or Judge Mercer actually hears something like that. He actually handles all the traffic. So I'd have to talk to him to see if he would listen on these city ordinance violations, because that's what they will start out as. And why I'm telling you that is the people have the right to contest those ordinances, but we got to have somebody to hear them. And ain't nobody in Sneads able to hear something like that. So it would all go through Jackson County. There has to be a magistrate to hear their complaint if they want to contest it. And like I said, all this is in the early stages, but to answer everybody's question, just in case y'all are curious, they're not on yet. Once West Florida does their deal, which y'all know West Florida's gonna be pretty quick, they'll be on, but we have to do social media outreach for 30 days before the first warning is issued. If I understand that, that's before the first warning. Then the next 30 days will all be warnings.
So how do they know that you did the 30 days?
I'll find that out. Because
Find out if we can get out of the contract and they come dig that mess up. I mean, it's been 2 years they were supposed to start this.
I don't think there's an obligation to get out of it.
There is.
I don't,
I don't think so, if I remember right.
what was that now?
I think, since you made the ordinance, the city council, I think you could find a way to get out of it.
We did the ordinance, we signed the contract, but when we did that, when they came to the meeting, it was that they were gonna do the advertising, they were gonna do the social media, they were gonna come and they were gonna have signs leading up to it. There's no signs leading up to that saying. So none of that's done, but they were gonna do all that, not us.
Right.
And the guy
That's what they said in
the
the
guy that
meeting.
came to the meeting, because it was my first meeting here, is no longer there. He left, and
Yes, we have another.
there's another guy, and I would look him up online to try to call him. I couldn't find the number.
And West Florida Electric, who's gonna pay that electric bill? I hope they don't turn around and send it here.
I'm not sure how that works either. It's something else that I have to check into.
What do you
But
think?
there it is.
Well, when he came to the meeting,
What is
he
that?
said that they were gonna do the 30-day social media, they were gonna do all the advertising.
Everything. They was gonna
Yeah.
handle it all. It was just we was just gonna
Yeah.
lay back.
They
and
would be
was just
sending
gonna
out the
do it all.
citations, we wouldn't have to do all we would do is be, receive a check, that you would get, before any citation would go out, you would get an email, like to verify it, seeing whether or not it should go out or not.
That
And-
is true.
Yeah,
That-
you
that
would get an
would happen.
email to verify it, then
Yes,
it would
ma'am.
go out, and then if they didn't pay it, you would get it back saying, then, you know, yes, turn it into a citation.
Yes.
I think I read the ordinance, and I think it doesn't have to be a magistrate hearing, I think it has to be an attorney that I guess we hire, I don't know, to do.
Dan, what is Dan over
to-
there?
To do the
Dan
hearings.
the man.
And then you got this other issue, if Tim Perry gets a ticket because it's his truck, but his wife is driving it, then he says, you know, my wife's driving it, then you've got to produce that, have a hearing, it's a lot more
Oh, my gosh.
It's a lot more complicated than what they said about it the day that I heard about it.
The people, they have a right to contest it. I don't know if Mr. Cox can hear them, because Bluntstown's
I'm gonna be
got a
representing the
judge can
town.
hear 'em. So, and Mr. Larimore does all the traffic citations, so
Those
I'm assuming
citations,
that's who.
I don't know if he can do the
to.
civil ones or not, because these are civil, I mean.
No,
They-
well,
these are civil.
what
They
it,
start
yeah,
out as
it
civil,
starts
that's
out
right.
as a civil citation.
Yes, sir.
And then at that point where, I think it's a year or maybe not even that long, that it, I thought it, was automatically basically converted to a UTC and sent to them, and then they could object to it and it would go to the judge.
It was my
Why don't we do
understanding-
this,
I'm
let's
sorry.
let me look at that ordinance and the contract again, and let's kind of get a real good understanding of what those documents say, so that we can really inform you next month about that. Or if you need sooner, we
I
can
know
send you a
it's
little
get
memo.
$60 out of the 100.
Yeah, it's, though, they're supposedly broken down, so the city gets so much and then other fines from that are distributed elsewhere. Just like a regular traffic citation.
It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of extra work, more than they said it was gonna be, to me. It sounds like it may put a lot of headache on y'all too.
Well, it kind of depends on how you look at it, because we do get a lot of complaints at that school zone, but y'all know I can't be at that one because I gotta be at a completely different.
Absolutely.
So it does depend on how you look at it, Ms. Locke, because it could curtail a lot of the complaints I'm getting about what's happening in the morning and afternoon there, once they realize it's happening.
Right.
And it could actually curtail that. Chief Mallory has had success with it, but now keep in mind, he's still in the warning phase. He should actually start, he may be out of the warning phase now. When I talked to him, he was in the warning phase. So it's actually a total of 60 days before any actual civil citation goes out. And as for the legal aspect of it, I had to leave that to Mr. Cox, because I'm not sure how, the people have a right to contest it, but I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna do that.
Right.
So, but I just wanna put that out there so you'll know that they are there. And once West Florida gets the juice on, that's when they start the social media campaign.
And to understand, it's not just when the school light is on in the
I need
morning.
to-
What I read in the whole thing, it will be operational from the time they start feeding the breakfast at the school, through the school zone times, and it will shut off in the afternoon, 30 minutes after school is out.
Oh, I thought it was on all the time.
That's what it says in the thing.
That's exactly what it says.
That's what it says.
So basically during school,
Mhm.
school hours.
It would-
Basically
Not
during the
just
school
during
hours,
the- not-
and you can only use these on the state highway, according to the code from the state. You can't use them on like Old Spanish Trail, they can't be put there. It's not a state highway.
And Mr. Arnold actually told me that, because I was wondering why we couldn't do one on Old Spanish Trail, that's why. Because that's the only place you could put it.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be during that little, like, almost like 30-minute window, but no, it's from basically probably 7 o'clock in the morning till,
The ordinance was made here, ordinances can change.
I thought it was supposed to be while the light was flashing.
That's what I was thinking.
I
It was
know.
just
That's,
in the light.
that's what I was told, it was while the
From
light
like,
was
from like
flashing.
7 to 8:30 or something like that.
Yes,
during the-
because they were trying to get, because I remember Chief Weeks calling me, asking me, trying to get times of what time that light was
Yeah,
flashing.
that's not
So
what
that's
the
what I
con-
was.
That's not what the contract
According
says.
to the ordinance, so she pulled it up the other day, and I took it home and went through it.
Yeah, when breakfast
But,
starts.
but
being
we lost
served.
track with them for about a year and a half. You know what I'm saying? You know, they came in here about, it was the day I started this about a year and a half ago, and I haven't heard anything about it till we got this, they started digging holes out here. And so, I mean, it's been a year and a half, so who knows what's in the contract from what we talked about a year and a half ago.
So if somebody like is coming through town and they're doing, you know, well, I don't know what the speed limit is on 45.
45.
So if somebody's doing
45.
55,
Until you
Ticket.
get past
yeah.
Wiggly Wiggly here.
But if
you
they're
get
doing,
up to
if they're doing 55 right there, ticket. During the
Because of
middle of the
posted-
day,
because
during the
of
middle of the
posted
day, ticket.
So I'll be.
Or citation, whatever it is.
But I mean, y'all got time to consider it.
They could be writing up our city workers.
You could, we actually could benefit it, it just depends on how you look at it.
I suggest that we take a look at it and do some more research, let Dan have a copy of it.
There you go.
And maybe the next time we meet, kind of discuss
I
the
agree with
pros and
that.
cons.
Me too.
And then,
Absolutely.
you know, kind of make a determination if you want to proceed with it further, or maybe see if there's some way out of it if we don't want to do it. I mean, it's completely up to the council, but, it is a lot more complicated than I was led to believe my first time I heard it. But it, like you said, it may very well be something that we need that might be helpful.
Looks like if a man was gonna leave that job, the company would have called and said, hey, the guy that was over that is no longer here, this is your new contact.
Yeah, we did.
Now, that might have happened because the emails was going to the chief's emails, and I've always used mine. So it may have gone to that other email, so that probably did happen, Mr. Arnold, but they probably did tell us, but I was looking at my
I don't
email.
know, that guy's been gone before Tyler even left. So, you know.
Well, that sounds good. Would you mind doing that,
Not at all.
Dan? Okay, and let's see, make sure we're doing something right and good, and if, Chief, if that's something you're comfortable with, I mean, and it all is G Hall, you know. We need to get that, though, it's when the lights is flashing or when they ain't flashing, if it's when they eat breakfast and they eat.
Well,
I'll-
you know,
I'll-
think
I
it's
know,
gonna be-
I know
I'll
what-
take care of that
what was-
part.
I read in the thing, and it's step by step.
when
We
they
need to look
eat
at what it's
breakfast.
gonna do for a hearing officer. I mean, there's several different things. If we're gonna have to hire a hearing officer, is he gonna be paid by us, or will it come out of the monies he
Yeah, we
does?
may
Which means, you know, I mean, so
lose in
there's a lot of questions we need to have answered before, I think,
Well,
you know,
now-
before we implement it.
Having said that, Chief Mallory uses a judge in Blountstown that does it.
A judge.
Yes, sir.
State
I don't
judge.
know
I
how
think it's-
successful
I
we'll
think
be
it's county.
doing it, but it's worth a try.
Sure.
I think it's Judge Grover he's using?
I ain't sure, but he's using a judge in Blountstown that will do it.
It would probably be the county judge, because,
Yeah.
you know, it's only it's the moving violation on it would be $285, something like that.
And it's my understanding that Herman Larimore does all our traffic citations anyway, so he might be willing to do these, but I just have to check once we even get to that stage. We ain't at that stage yet.
We're gonna talk to him
I know
anyway.
Herman very well, so I.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Brett.
I got one question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
How many traffic violation stops did you do, did y'all do in this 4-week period?
6.
Okay. Can you tell me if, were any of them speeding or anything?
Some of them were speeding, some of them were people that I was actually looking for other violations.
Okay, so are you in the same mindset as previous? You don't encourage your officers to give tickets?
No, I've never been like that.
Why not?
Why?
Why don't we wanna give speeding tickets? I mean, these boys, and it's been brought to the attention, out there going to the lake and going up the river road, man.
Are you asking, do I encourage people not to write tickets?
No, do your officer, or your officer, do y'all believe in writing a speeding ticket? Was any speeding tickets written?
I can speak for myself, yeah, I believe in writing tickets.
in this last 4 weeks? Was any
But-
revenue brought back into the town?
That's a good question. See, speeding tickets don't bring in the revenue you think they do. So if I write you a $200 ticket, Ms. Neal, the town only gets probably $15 of that ticket. It's
Yeah.
broken down. And you know what, I'll try and get you a breakdown of the uniform traffic citation.
Well, it's really, I mean, it is about the money because we are broke.
Yes,
Broke,
ma'am.
broke.
Yes, ma'am?
But the people, these kids, well, there's adults that speed very fast. And especially up the river road and then going to the lake. I mean, I'm talking about more than speed. I'm talking about it's like a racetrack where I live, going up to the river road.
Yes, ma'am.
And, I mean, I think tickets should be real. Even though we don't get $15, that 15, it will help our town, but it will teach, hopefully, these kids, and I mean, I've even heard at the school down here, that those kids leave out of there and another kid almost got ran over. I mean,
Yes, ma'am.
tickets, in my opinion, I don't know how everybody else stands, but that's what I stand on. We do need to let them know that, hey, our speed limits are enforced.
Well, I'd like to say, just had a man in here yesterday, and I hadn't talked about, I would normally talk to you about this in
Yes.
private, but I had a man that lived on Legion Road complaining about the speeding going up and down Legion Road, just FYI. So that you
That's where I was today.
can, okay, I just,
When Ron came over for when they had the benefit for you out on Lake Seminole Road, going up Legion Road, I clocked him at 40.
But no, to answer your question, I write tickets. I mean, that's just a part of my job. I mean, that's what I do. The problem we got is they got me stuck in one place from at least 2:30 to 3, as far as school zone time. But other than that, no ma'am, I have no problem with it.
Well, on the weekends, just maybe sit down at the church. And then that's about the time after they turn off at 90, that they romping it on up there about 70, 80 miles an hour. And, you know, I mean, we do need to enforce the law in Sneadsville.
Oh, it's good for you, just some of the stuff you don't hear about, because I can't tell you about some of the stuff we're doing. But other things like that, yes ma'am, I understand.
Oh, and another thing about our little schedule here, I just sort of scanned over this, and like on August the 20th, you work 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's 12 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was no more coverage. So is that when we called the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and you called them and let them know that we didn't have anybody? And all these other days when we don't have coverage, they're called?
Yes, ma'am. Now, I will be honest with you. I don't like that schedule, but I'm gonna do as I'm told.
What does that mean?
Well, it's a lot of holes empty that I don't feel comfortable leaving empty.
Isn't that a schedule you made then?
I didn't make that schedule.
Who made it?
Quentin made that schedule because I asked him to make that schedule. What I don't feel comfortable about, we've already talked about, there's gonna be some days that there isn't gonna be anybody here at all. And the way I was working it before, I had somebody here most of the time, including the weekends. You follow me? Well, if I'm working 8 to 4, it's fine if I have a relief man from 4 to 12. But Quentin is being left on 12s and Ashley is a fill-in. The problem is I can only work Ashley so much, and by Quentin being on 12s, he has to be off on the days he's supposed to be off to avoid comp time. So if I'm off on Saturday and Sunday, you're
talking about not having anybody but the sheriff's office for 24 hours. And I'm personally against that. That's just me.
Mhm.
That's all.
So how many hours is the part-time guy? I did some math on that, but I don't have my little,
I've got him working 35 hours a week.
I thought we agreed 30.
I got him working 35. You gotta remember, if he works 70 in a pay period, that's not 80 hours, so that's not full-time.
no, he's part-time,
He's part-time.
Right.
at 30 hours is what?
35 hours is still part-time. Once he hits 40 hours, he's not full-time by the town's standards.
But we bumped him up to $20 an hour, and he's doing 35 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
38 on 1 week.
That's,
Because that's what I want him to do.
well, our money situation is not,
You cannot do that.
well, it's just not feasible. We can't do it.
30, we can't do 35 hours a week?
No,
That's almost a
How many
full-time,
he
another
might-
position.
yeah. I mean, and he's
How much
sometimes
is
just
he
doing,
making?
I don't know.
Making an hour?
Maybe
$20
$20
an hour is what we
He's
say.
making 20 an
Yeah,
hour.
He's making 20 an hour, so
You do the
I-
math and it
I
comes
think, I
out.
think initially at another meeting, it was discussed 30 hours a week. And that's what Danielle budgeted in the budget, was for 30 hours a week. Now, if the council wants him to do 35, we'll just need to, change that, but that's what was originally said a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And, and so, yeah, but we did budgeted, whoever the part-time guy is for 30 hours a week is what was in our original budget amount. If that goes up, then we're gonna have to change our budget, and it's pretty tight like it is, but that'll be up to the council.
38 hours is 2 hours shy of being full-time.
it's 35 hours is what he's working.
On one of these, if you do the math, he did 38 hours.
I'll look into that, but I don't think so. I kept him at 35.
Okay.
So what he's turning in is actually 70 a pay period.
Do what now?
It's 70 a pay period, so it's 35 hours a week. So when he turns in, it's 70 hours a pay period. You follow what I'm saying? You get paid, we get paid every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all. I thought 30. I mean, you look at 35, that's 5 hours shy of being full-time, and we can't afford that. We're gonna have to redo the budget again, and the budget is already busted.
Is it
I mean,
possible?
It's tight.
Well, I mean, so on this, for the salary parts, I did put him in the new budget for 30 hours.
You knew what it-
Yeah, so, I mean, if you, going forward, if you're gonna work him 35, I'll have to change some of those numbers. Well, that, and then the insurance stuff too. I'll have to add insurance in on him too, depending on which, cause he wants insurance now too.
that's what I was gonna ask. What does that do about benefits? When do you start giving benefits and all?
That'll be October
You
1.
know, I told
No,
you.
at how many
I mean,
hours?
like, at how many hours do you?
I think it's 25.
Yeah.
So the
We
benefits
just,
are
we
going to
just
come.
found that out, and so he wants the
We
insurance now.
just found that out.
So depending on which plan he wants, just say he did the $90 package, then that would leave us paying like $10,000 a year. So that's gonna be another 10,000 something, I can't remember, for that.
Anything over 25 hours in the state of Florida is considered full-time for health benefits.
Yeah, just for health benefits.
Just for health benefits.
Yeah, just for health
If you
benefits.
don't offer it, you get trouble. You have to
So
offer it.
we've pretty much been, I'm not gonna use the word I wanna say. We pretty much got us a full-time,
Yes.
another full-time officer.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding?
What it equals to.
Well, by the time we pay, by the time we pay benefits almost, yeah, really. Cause you're paying salary, retirement, social security, and then now we're gonna pay health insurance too.
When you figure 5 hours every 2 weeks, that's 10 hours, a pay period times 20, that's $200 times, so that's about $2,500 plus 10,000 for the insurance, that's an additional, $12,500 that it would cost. I mean, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I'm just saying that's the math.
Well, okay, so right now, without the benefits, 30 hours, I think it was like right about $45,000. So then, in full-time at 45 with benefits is like about, what did I say? 65 or 70, I'd have to look, I don't have it in front of me, 65, 75,000. I can't remember.
So you're saying he can work 60, but not 70?
He could
I
work.
gotta look at it, I don't have the salary thing in front of me.
He can
You can
work,
come with me
he can
tomorrow,
work
we can
either
look at the
one.
number.
He can work either one, it's just what the council wants them to work
Yeah.
and what the town can afford. Either
Well,
one
we
of,
had $29,000 left over in the budget.
either one of them are
10,000
part-time.
will go towards the the
They're-
health. and
They're
then
both
the-
part-time salaries, 30
Yeah.
or 35. But the difference is, we only had a $20-some thousand
Extra.
extra whenever we did it.
Okay,
right.
well, when I first thought part-time, I thought he was only gonna be working, and y'all know I said this, you're my witness, I thought it was when like somebody was sick or something like that. That was just my ignorance, okay? So then I was told, no, he can work part-time, 25 to 30 hours. Then I was told that, okay, then I understood that. So now we're at the 35. So the wool's been pulled over Angie's eyes, I'll just be honest. I'm just, I don't know.
Well, that's what I understood also.
I mean, when I thought part-time, I thought it meant that he was gonna be working to cover people when they were sick or whatever, and then it was like, no, that's not right, he's gonna be working 30 hours. First, I thought it was every 2 weeks, but and didn't I call and ask that, didn't I? I said, all right, y'all, is it every week or is it every 2 weeks? But you told me it's every week.
It's every week.
Right.
It's every week.
Right, so now that it's 35, I mean, he's almost full-time. I mean, the wool's being pulled over our eyes. And he sat here and he got us to bump him up to $20 an hour. So, I mean, he said the $20 an hour was because he wasn't receiving benefits. So,
Well, that's the state law, we have to offer him benefits.
It's a state law that you have to offer him the insurance.
We don't have any option. If he wants insurance, he's entitled to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he works more than 25 hours, he's entitled to it.
He's working more than 25 hours.
Per week.
Huh?
Cut him back to 24 hours a week.
That's not my decision.
Danielle, did you ever pull up your policy and let's see what is part-time
In
considered?
our policy, part-time is, anything less than 40.
That's what I was going by.
Is what our policy says.
That's what I was
But
going
y'all,
by.
but I mean,
I'm going by the town's policy.
we can only afford what we can afford though. I'm looking at budget numbers.
that's
and
what I'm
we can
saying.
afford.
Either we can decide if we're gonna be broke, or if we're gonna utilize what we got and call the sheriff's department for coverage, or we gonna have another full-time officer. We gotta decide. Because we made a vote, we was only gonna have 2 full-time and a part-time. And we've slowly worked our way up to almost 3 full-time. Now,
Close.
Yeah. 2 hours.
this is just me. I don't want us to be out of balance. But now that's just Angie. I'm only one person. I'm only one vote.
Well,
But I don't like the wool pulled over my eyes. And I feel like that's what's happened. And I'm not saying get rid of the police, okay? But I'm saying we're supposed to have had a part-time. And yes, I understand part-time's anything under 40. But what can we afford? Because now we're paying benefits and insurance and all this stuff, so.
well, depending on what package he takes, whether he takes the smallest health plan or the highest, it's gonna be anywhere from 8,900 the town pays to 10,000 something.
All right, as a council, can we decide how many hours he works?
Yeah, that's up to y'all.
Yes.
But it'll be, then they will have to depend on the sheriff's office more.
That's what I thought we were going to do. When y'all weren't gonna be able to, the two full-time officers weren't gonna be able to do it. I thought that's what y'all were supposed to do. Call the sheriff's office and they'll help us out. Because
Well, I
you know
want
what,
you-
I would rather, you know, I don't want this town to fold up, but that's where we're headed. If we don't do something, or either we're going to be incorporated with somebody else, or either it's just not going to be Sneads anymore. And that's what I'm worried about. I want it to be Sneads. It's been Sneads all my life. I've been here all my life, and I love this town. But no amount of talking, no amount of anything is going to bring any more money into our budget.
I agree with you on that. The issue that I have said over and over again is what you're asking for, we have no problem doing. All I'm asking is be prepared for what could happen when we're not here. That's all I'm saying. Because you don't get a chance to see what I see. Last night, I was sitting there contemplating, and I'll just go ahead and put it out there since we're having this conversation. Okay, because we're working the way we're working, because I'm doing what y'all asked me to do, Saturday and Sunday, there's not gonna be anybody out here, okay? Unless I come in on my own because, which, Ms. Neal, I was gonna do. You wanna know why?
Yeah.
Because you don't pay me for that. I do it because I want to. I do it because of her. I do it because of him. I do it because of him and him and all of them. I do that because I want to. I'm not trying to be, I understand where y'all coming from. I understand y'all's position because I talk to him every day. But I guess what I'm saying is I have a man that I can rely on that's willing to do that when I don't feel like coming home. And it's my job as chief to make sure he and everybody under me is taken care of. So I went by what the policy said, that anything under 40 hours. I wasn't trying to be nefarious. I really wasn't. But right now, he's working. But if it had been Wednesday night, when we had our budget meeting, I was working. So if I get a call, even during the budget meeting, I got to go. I know this is my job, and out there is my job too. But I do, trust me, I understand where you're coming from. All I'm saying is last night, the board was lit up. Every single deputy was on a call. Every single one. It just so happens that I was still working and actually was still here. They told me they would call me if something bad happens, if I'm not here. The county said they would call me. The issue that I'm trying to explain to y'all, I understand that we have no money. But there is going to be a good chance that there's not going to be a deputy close by. All I'm trying to do is cover what our most peak hours is. Anything else, I just leave the chance, like during the day. Because most of the time what happens during the day is people want reports, or they want to come in and talk to somebody. Well, most of the time, when you don't see me, I'm still answering calls. And I'll never, as long as I'm living, if I walk out this door and drop dead tomorrow, I'm not gonna stop doing for this town. Because when I go somewhere and I see a person that's wearing a shirt that says Brett Strong that I ain't never seen in my life, that did something to me. So I ain't gonna try to do anything nefarious to hurt the town. What I'm trying to do is help the town and take care of my people under me. Because the only strength a good leader has is he takes care of the people that works for him. But by retrospect, I also work for y'all. So yes, he didn't choose to work those 35 hours a week. I asked him to work those 35 hours because it was in the city's policy. In Danielle and them's defense, we didn't know that we had to offer him insurance until we went and got signed up that day. And he wants the insurance. My job is to make sure he's taken care of. Y'all job is to say yea or nay.
Well, the only thing that I can say again is, it may not be my job, but I feel like it is. I still want Sneads to be here in 20 years or 50 years, you know. And at the rate we're going, we won't. It won't be here. Because if we can't make more money for the city. And, you know, we're not sure how many grants we're going to get, and with the budget, it's just, the likelihood is just zilch.
Brett, I do wanna say, you are an excellent chief, you're an excellent officer, I've known you my whole life. I don't want you to be taken advantage of. I know that you would do anything for anybody at the drop of a hat, regardless of, I know if you were in Tallahassee and saw somebody in need, you'd stop and help. I just want you to know that I don't know how to say it. I just want you to understand that we don't want you overdoing yourself, tiring yourself out when you need to rest and feeling like you've got to be here all the time. Utilize your resources, and we understand. I mean, if you feel confident in Ashley and you feel like when he's here, you feel like you can rest, absolutely. Now, can we afford for him to be working all these extra hours? No, we can't. But if you feel like that's what you need him to do, I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm one person, but it's something we're gonna have to look at with our budget and just see, what we can do, you know? I know there's 3 of y'all, and, but we have to utilize our resources as well. And we appreciate all you do, and I don't know what the answer is. Like Kay said, we don't have any money. We don't have any extra money. One second, let you come up and talk. We wanna help you any way we can, and we know what you do for this town. We know you go above and beyond. But then we have our clerk there that's gotta figure out what to do about the money. So what do you do? Can y'all tell me, what do you do? Timmy, what do you do?
Pray.
Timmy, what do you do? Pray? I know, you pray.
You said no, 25, over to 25, we got to offer him health insurance, that's it.
Well, but I mean, still paying retirement and social security as well. So basically, everything that a full-time officer is getting.
I thought it was just the insurance you had to offer.
No, you pay
have to-
social security and high-risk retirement. But like I said, in
Well,
the
then, like you said, it's not part-time.
the new budget, I only put in for 30 hours, cause I thought that's what we were doing. But
So
if we're
you-
gonna go to 35, I need to
When
change
you
it.
when you did that, did you budget in for the health insurance and
No,
all that?
cause at the time.
We found that out today.
Yeah, well, at the time, I thought he wasn't gonna, I thought he was getting insurance because he retired from the state. I thought he was getting that. I didn't think he would take it.
But now because everybody wants it, so
Yeah.
we have to offer. and see what
And he's entitled to it.
Yeah, he just said yesterday that he wanted it, so I gotta go back and figure that in when he lets me know which plan he wants.
Which is gonna make it harder to do the 35
Because,
hours.
you know, that 29,000 that we had sitting to the side, that'd be $10,000 out of that, plus an extra 10 hours per pay period that he's working.
Yeah.
We have to add that back in there too, so that's gonna eat into that budget.
Yeah.
So that's what
I just need to know what y'all y'all want me to do?
We just, we need to keep him at 30 hours.
You keep him part-time.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, that's what's already been put in the budget, 30 hours, and now we gotta do the insurance, I mean.
Yeah, you gonna add to it now.
Well, he's still gotta get insurance regardless.
Some kind of program.
I think
Yeah, well, it was his choice, he could take it or not take it,
Right, but he's taking it,
but he's gonna take it.
right.
even at 30 hours, if I understand
He needs to-
the insurance people correctly, we still have to offer them insurance at 30.
Right.
Because it's
Anything over
25.
25 hours we have to offer.
We have to offer.
a week.
Per week.
Yes.
Anything over 25.
He's entitled to.
So in other words, 48 in a 2-week period would be entitled to.
Right.
Yes, sir.
I see y'all struggling with something, I've got something to say about potential savings for the town, separated apart from the police issue. May I take 3 minutes and present it to you? Not their 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
It is. There's a program that we're helping a few counties, Jackson County, Jackson County School Board, and it's a tax savings program through the Affordable Care Act and IRS regulations. The short story is, I told you just a little bit about it yesterday. Short story is, that employers, government, private, whatever, employers, can save as much as $650 to $700-ish on every employee eligible and participating in the program annually. And the employee saves money anywhere between $50 and $130 per month, let's just say per month. So with that, they will get extra health benefits. It will give them access to, Tim, I told you just a little bit about this last week. It will give them extra health benefits to, Teladoc. It provides, free prescriptions for 1,200 different prescriptions. I'll try to get y'all some information on it. But when you multiply the 20, let's just go with 20 employees.
We only have 8 that's on this plan. 8 that's on the insurance here.
This has got nothing to do with insurance, you don't have to change the insurance, you're not gonna mess with co-pays, nothing like that. You have to make more than $25,000 a year and be 26 years old or older to be eligible for it.
So it's basically people that we actually are working.
Based on the, based on the employees that are here and eligible, based on age and income. So let's, for easy math, let's go to let's go to the top end, times 20 people, is $14,000 a year savings that comes back into the city's budget, okay? Now, the ability for your employees to have access to free and low-cost prescriptions that we talked a little bit, just a tad about earlier before, the GOP shots, everybody's favorite drug right now, that are $1,500 a shot, you can get $165-ish. So it does a lot for healthcare. You get access to telemedicine, that if somebody's sick, somebody's baby's sick, 4 o'clock in the morning, on work morning, school morning, or something like that, you can talk to a doctor, they can send you a prescription in, and you can have a prescription in just a little while, no cost. Maybe, that's something you have to take a look at. The ability to have those things can be pulled out of your, current insurance policy, current healthcare policy, and save you on the premium payment. It's not gonna replace it. But if you can extract those services that you're getting for free every year out of what you're paying for, maybe
pull that stuff out of our insurance to lower our
That's
premium.
possible. Now, I'm just saying, that's a possibility. What happens is, you take the employee's gross salary, you pull $1,200 out, you get taxed on the remainder. You put that $1,200 back in, okay? And then out of that, out of what you save out of FICA taxes there, you are able to, pay the plan, which is, what you save is more than you pay the plan. The employer saves $650-ish. The employee saves, and they get access to the wellness program. All the costs are covered through the savings. And the company that does it all for you. You don't have to worry about that.
And you still use your same doctors and?
You still use your same doctors. Now, if at 3:30 in the morning, you call your baby's sick, and, you're not gonna see your doctor at 3:30, you'll see a telemedicine doctor.
Do the tele.
But that'll go into your file, and your bill, you can still see your same doctor. That's all I have to say, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Robert, can he? Chief, if you wanna sit down, so you don't have to keep standing.
I've been watching this, on Facebook from home, debate on the police department. And Brett, I love you like a brother, man. We've known each other for many years. When y'all done the budget on the police department, I made a comment on the Facebook page. It's as simple as have him 8 to 4, your evening shift officer, 4 to 12, give it to the county, okay? Saturday, your part-time officer, 10 in the morning, 10 at night. That's 24 hours for 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. It's just that simple, okay? And you can't say that it ain't gonna work, because I was an officer doing the just what I said. It worked before, it'll work now. I don't wanna see the lose the police department. Obviously, you're struggling over funds. You're talking about 40 for your chief, 40 hours a week for your chief, 40 for your evening shift, and I hate to say it, whoever's your evening shift officer, if he can't do it, you need to hire somebody that can. The same way with your part-time officer. If you want to save this police department, because y'all struggling with a budget, trying to work officers more hours than what you got money for, and you can't do it. And I didn't have to say that because y'all done said that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Like I said, I probably made the whole town mad with me saying that, but that's just simple facts. It's been done before that way, it can be done again.
Yeah, that is a good schedule, you're right.
And I just want to say, y'all, you're exactly right. The reason we're seeing the struggle is because I don't think none of us that's sitting up here right now is against the police department.
No.
We don't, no, none of us is just against it and don't want to see it going away. But however, we are seeing it because it's our job as councilmen to make sure that we have the proper funds and run the town the best that we can. And that's what's making it hard for us, because we're not against them, but however, we know what the numbers are. And it is our job to make sure that we're not in the red. I mean, if you look around, we still have guys over at maintenance that's driving around one of our old fire trucks and not an 80s model fire truck. And I mean, that don't look good on the town. So it's the things like that that we still have to look at to try to find that happy medium in the middle to get the best out of what we can with what we have. And so that's what's making it hard for us. If we didn't care about the PD, it'd be easy and simple for us to just say, let's just do away with it and abolish it. But however, we do care, but at the same token, we still have to make sure we have the proper funds to do what we need to. Just like right now, Chief Person, what is it that the system with the cameras, for the body cameras, that's down right now?
The server?
The server. Just like right now, their server is down, and if we have to replace it, we ain't got the money to technically replace it if we have to do that. And we don't want to be in positions where things like that happen and we can't afford to get it. So you're right, that is what we're struggling with, because we're not against them, but we're trying to find that happy medium. So.
Right. That's very well put. We wanna keep them, and we wanna be able to afford to keep them, and replace things we need to replace, and
You just gonna say something about that schedule?
that's it.
If I make, just make one more point though, like overtime and Bill, he's been through law enforcement and stuff like that. Sometimes things happen, not all the time, but the officer can't just say, oh, it's quit time, I gotta go home.
Right.
But you can put, give them leave time for that on the books. You ain't got to pay them unless that's changed, I don't know.
They work 12-hour shifts, so we pay them 84 hours, so that
Right,
sort
but
of
what I'm-
helps with the comp time now.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so that
Right.
maybe
But
they
there
don't
are
have to.
times in law enforcement,
Yeah.
just cannot walk away from it.
Right.
So that helps a lot with the comp time now. They ain't got comp time in a long time.
I don't know, I mean, there's nothing we can do right now. I mean, I don't know what to do.
Go ahead, you want to say something?
Well, we've got to kind of get some direction for your
Before
meeting next
Wednesday,
week.
you gotta tell me what to do before Wednesday, so I can make changes in the budget.
If we're gonna do 35 or 30, we need to know that just for the budget.
Yeah, I gotta move numbers around depending.
If we've already said 30, then I think we need to stick with what we said. If you already got that down, because that's gonna be,
I put 30 I did the budget for 30 hours.
But now we gotta add insurance.
Yeah, but I do have to add insurance in there, so it's gonna move some numbers around a little bit, but I do have that little bit, which I had already fixed that in there, but I can move that around some, but, I just need to know if I need to change the salary part from 30 to 35.
The schedule that Mr. Roberts mentioned, I actually had thought about in my mind before he mentioned it on Facebook a while back. But I know that interferes with Ashley because of church. I know he can't do weekends because of church. So I know that's an issue.
But I was told that we had to leave Quentin on 12s because of,
Yeah,
so he can't, I mean, he could, but it might cause issues for her to move him to 8s, which is why that wasn't done.
yeah, the 12 hours work better so that it doesn't get the comp time anymore.
Mhm.
So that 12-hour shift does work better,
Mhm.
because they don't get comp time then.
That's why it was done. It doesn't make a difference as far as I'm concerned, because I'm salary, but we couldn't move Quentin to 8s because it would cause a problem with payroll.
Right.
So that's why that wasn't done.
But you're losing coverage by working in 12, right?
Yeah, in essence, they are. It's just because he'd have more days off because that's how it works. On 12 hours, you only work,
4 days.
yeah, you only work 14 days out of the month.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing that so long. That's the way it was to avoid.
I mean,
Well, if that's to avoid
comp
Just to
time.
avoid comp time.
questions and.
I mean, well, in the past, it was because, I mean, they were getting comp time at the yin yang.
Yeah, we don't need that.
I
We
mean,
don't need any of
bad.
that on the books.
I mean, really bad.
Yeah.
And so when they went 12, it avoided all of that. I mean, it was like really bad.
My question is, if you
And, I
went
mean,
to
and it
8,
wasn't
would
because
it
they were on calls.
Be more comp time, you think if they was on 8?
Well, I would go, yeah.
I was just asking, if you go to 8 hours, would that automatically mean they're gonna
Well,
request more comp
technically, you've
time?
only
I
got
mean, we
one
could
officer
try
that
the
has
8
comp
hours
time.
for a little while, and if they avoided the comp time, then okay, but if they started ramping up the comp time, then I would say let's go back to the 12.
I wouldn't even put it out there as a
So you
possibility.
saying whatever happens, he can finish it in 12 hours instead of 8? You can clock out, go home at the end of 12, you can clock out, go home at the end of 8.
Well, I mean, in the past, it wasn't.
It's just that simple.
In the
Those
past,
things
it wasn't
I-
working that way.
Right, well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Most days, I think you probably could. I mean,
Right.
there are incidents and things.
And that's what I was referring to while
Yeah.
ago when I said sometimes you're going to have some
Right.
comp time because you can't walk away from
Yeah.
what's going on.
I mean, if there's on a call and they can prove they were on call, that's one thing, but if they can't prove they were on call, it's like they should not have had no comp time.
Correct.
Let's say if we went to 8 hours, 8 for him, 8 for Quentin. And then if Ashley can't work on Sundays, you know, but if you could work on Saturday and do 16 on this Saturday and the next Saturday and stay, no, he's still gonna have more hours in. I can't keep him under that 25.
The only thing is actually, Quentin is actually the only one that earns comp time, because Ashley is
Right,
still
I'm
considered part-time.
I'm referring to the insurance purposes, anything over 25,
Anything over 25.
you know, and all that. That's what I'm saying. If we could cut that out somewhere,
The only way to
then,
do that is.
then if, then if they do get a little overtime, you still got some money to take care of that.
Yeah, the only way to avoid him from getting health benefits, he would have to work 24 hours.
Or he could deny them, but I mean, if he needs it, he needs it. I mean,
Well, I tell you, well, if he works 10 to 10, he's gonna do 12 hours on Saturday. So if he does 12 this week, 12 next week, that's 24. So he would be under that 25-hour limit for
That's
the,
only 12 in a week, though, you're talking about.
well, if he does 12 on Saturday and 12 the next Saturday to cover a day off that they're off, you know, then you hire another part-time, and he works on Sunday for
Exactly.
12 hours and 12 hours.
Exactly.
And both of them are under 24 hours.
Yes.
And that keeps the insurance and everything else out of the picture.
So you don't give retirement or anything?
No.
right?
No,
No.
you still have to pay retirement and social
Yeah,
Yeah,
security.
you gotta pay retirement. So-
You
Even-
cannot, you can't.
even on
not
part-time?
get- Yes, you
Yeah.
cannot get away from that. You
You
pay
still- you still-
retirement.
What,
and
how
social
much
security.
is that?
I'd have to go look at the numbers and see. It's based off of your salary.
Is it cheaper to pay retirement in that than health
Your high
insurance?
hazards
Oh, yes.
is probably.
But it's
60%.
it's high risk retirement, regardless. On a police officer, it's high risk retirement. It's like 30-something%. I wanna say it's 35%. It went up. It's like 30-something%.
So even if he was at 24 hours, Mr. Timmy, you still got to pay the state time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's-
Mr. Tapper?
Budget that, the workshop last week, the budget the figures that you got was for 30 hours, right?
Right.
So you cut it back to 24 hours, that's gonna cut your insurances all back too. So you might be coast to balancing out.
Well, we wouldn't
Work
do
down 3
insurance for him.
afternoons.
We would just do,
3 afternoons,
Y'all kinda get paid.
she gets supposed to do.
not if he's under 24 hours.
If he's under 25, you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if
and
he's-
that's what Russell said.
Yeah.
Cover that.
We wouldn't have to pay
Saturday,
insurance
Sunday.
if he's at 24 hours.
so the insurance is costing how much? What's the,
10,000.
It's anywhere from 8,900 to 10,000 something. I don't remember the number offhand.
Because, I mean, the budget that y'all had that said it balanced was for a 30-hour officer.
Correct.
So if you cut him back to 24 hours, that would be in your budget that you're already talking about.
You already got extra money.
Just, yeah.
So what if we tried to get it, he's talking about with the aides, let Officer Johnson work Saturday, and then the SO could pick up Sunday, versus trying to hire another part-timer, because it's times now when they're not there, so versus hiring another part-timer, that could just be that one day that we know that they're gonna pick up.
That's a good idea. Wait, say that again now?
I said, if Officer Johnson works Saturday, we can let the sheriff's office handle Sunday, versus trying to hire another part-timer, because there's days now where they're gonna have to cover either way it goes. So we just know that that'll be a dedicated day that the SO could cover.
That could work.
That may save us.
And you get more coverage.
So let me ask you this, if we did that, are we at 35 or are we at 30, or are we at 24?
That would be 24.
20,
I'm
he's
a little-
saying 24.
That would be 24.
24 in a pay period, right?
Yes.
It's 24 a
Every
week.
Saturday.
24
It's
a week.
24 a week. He can't work more than 24 a week.
48 a pay
So
period.
you work 48 a pay period.
Right, but see, he would just work 12 on Saturday. 12 on Saturday.
Y'all more broke than I am. Good luck to you. Y'all still.
Tell him not to make a mistake now.
I'll tell you something, let me ask a question. In teaching, when it got the budget and all that, teachers took a cut. Would y'all take a little bit of cut here?
They already have. They already have.
Can I get a copy of everybody's salary here?
It's on
Can I-
Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
It's on
Yes,
Facebook?
ma'am, City of Graceville put it on Facebook, everybody in the county, everybody.
Okay.
Long
Y'all
time
took
ago,
a cut. Everybody took a cut.
nobody else had a raise, nobody.
No, but you didn't get a cut. I'm talking about, we got cut. We would give up to keep what we wanted.
Well, they can't afford to take a cut on cost of living. They're used to that. I mean, our police officers make more than anybody else in the county. They make more than anybody else in the
I
county.
tell you, I wouldn't do it for $1 million.
Well,
but that's-
they make more than any other officers in the county. We brought them up so they would be equal with the sheriff's department, to keep them, so they wouldn't leave. That's what we did, and that's why we're where we're at now, because we did that with ARPA funds that are not reoccurring. So now, we're in a fix. We're in a fix. And it's not that we don't want Officer Johnson. We're just trying to figure out how to keep him and keep him paid. It's nothing against him. It would be this way if it was Officer Roberts, whoever.
And it ain't got to be that way for years on end.
No, just let us
until
get
you
caught
your
up.
budget Out of the hole.
Yeah, we're just in the hole right now.
You know,
For this fiscal year, our revenues only increased by $19,000. That's that's the only amount of revenues that we got extra this year, was $19,000. So our revenues only increased $19,000, but do you think our expenses increased by that much?
Oh, I know.
No. So,
Our insurance went up 16%,
Yeah, I know.
16% on
so
retirement.
it's hard to balance the same budget, you know, with your expenses going way up here, but your revenue staying basically the same. So it's hard to balance a budget with, you know, revenues, you know, staying the same and your expenses going way up here.
And the other
When they
thing
only
is,
didn't even increase $20,000.
our general fund is limited. It's what we get from the state of Florida, our taxes and those kinds of things. We can't raise it, we can't lower it. It is what it is.
Yeah, you
And we've
can't
just gotta
increase
live within it. And with everything else going up, except, you know, small amounts in our budget, something's gotta give at some point. That's just the bottom line. And it's sad to say, but it's that way all over the state. Everybody's going through the same thing we are. Small communities are.
Y'all laugh at me, but that's just like when I paid child support, I couldn't run the air conditioner. I had to turn it off.
And when I was teaching, if I didn't make it, I ate bologna instead of a steak. So it didn't matter. Good job.
Trying to figure out.
You know, there's a
But
lot.
I am, you know, I just want the police because I'm
But,
scared.
but there's a lot of other things, you know, we have our maintenance people that are severely underpaid.
Oh, I'm
and-
sure.
And we're trying to do that. We have equipment that's 40, 50 years old that we're trying to keep the grass cut and all these things done. They need new equipment, they need new trucks. There's so many things they need, new tractors. Last week, we had a tractor and 2 lawnmowers in the shop, and grass was growing, and people were complaining because their grass wasn't getting cut. Well, it's just always, there's other
I know.
other things to do,
Yeah.
and we're just trying to balance it all out, and it's not easy.
Oh, I know.
And then
And
with
it's
the
nothing
new-
personal.
And with the
Oh,
new
I'm
minimum
sure.
wage, we've got to get everybody up to 15 or more because of the minimum wage that takes
Yeah.
effect 20 to 26. So
And who
that's
can
this
live off
fiscal year.
minimum wage with a
So
family?
we've gotten to do that as well.
Nobody can live off minimum wage with a family.
I mean, I can barely live off of what I make, and I've got 4 children at home, and 2
So
stepchildren, so that's.
there's just a lot of things that we
We got
have to.
6 at home too. I'm doing.
And my math could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the lowest paid administration throughout the county as well.
How really?
Oh, I don't know, I haven't said
lowest in the county.
Are
Oh, I think the state.
I'm the lowest in the state.
I think in the state of
Be
Florida.
the bad guy.
Well, it
Y'all
makes
don't
sense.
realize our town is broke. I mean, when we're saying that, we're not just saying that to be bad guys. We're truly broke, and every day, these people are trying to figure out what can we do to make sure the police department's got what they got, maintenance has got what they got, fire department's got what they got, which bless their heart, they're volunteer.
Hey, don't cut my pay.
He started charging you to
Give
work.
you a raise.
All right, I'm paying all
It's
this.
0 plus
And,
0.
and you know, we have a general budget that we get that's a line item by the state, and the police department is a large part of that, but there's 9 other divisions that you have to come out of that same pot of money. And this time you spread it out a little bit, and you just look at what you got left, and then you do the best you can, and it's not easy. And I was in law enforcement for 35 years, and I'm not anti-police, you know, just like Chris said, he knows. And, but you either have it or you don't. And it's just high.
Might wanna start at 4 on the 17th.
When I took this job a year and a half ago, and I looked at my first general, there's water and sewer, and then there's general budget. Our general budget was $150,000 in the red. And that was because a lot of raises were given and positions in the police department added without ways to fund it. It was ARPA funds that were non-reoccurring. So when that year was over and somebody hadn't done anything to replace those funds, we were 150, the same amount, he increased it, the same amount we were in the red. So we had to get, you know,
You're paying for past
past mistakes, cleaning it up.
And, but maybe there's a light at the end of the forest
But-
somewhere.
I guarantee you that.
But the problem with that is, we don't control our funding. We don't have gas to sell and electricity to sell like some other towns. Ours is strictly coming from the state of Florida. We get our fifth cent tax, our 9-cent tax, our property tax. And so they get that money, and this is what we got. We can't raise it or lower it. It is what it is. Water and sewage, we can raise your water rates and sewage rates if we need more money. But we can't do that with general fund. It is, and you've got to live within it. And we've got 10 departments that come out of that.
Hey,
What?
no, 9.
Nine, but the police department and 8 more. And so we have to budget that way, and it's hard. It is really hard, and it's not personal with anybody. And that's really all it's just tough.
I didn't always put my on the line for anything. Scary.
Oh, do we want to make a
Well,
motion tonight?
if Officer Johnson has truly resigned,
We're okay.
right now, it looks like the best option may possibly be, and has been suggested, that Chief work 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. Sergeant Hollis work 4 to 12 Monday through Friday, and county cover weekends
And midnight.
and midnights.
Yeah.
That would work.
We'll say that again.
Chief, work 8 to 4 Monday through Friday, or maybe 7 to 4. We need him here. If
I
he's,
would, because he wants to be in school while school's in, you know, so.
So Monday through Friday for the chief.
7 to,
Ashley a long time.
cause he's actually on salary, he can
He's
work.
salary.
Making bread
And then you said 4 to 12?
And Hollis 4 to 12.
Yes. 5 days, Monday through Friday?
Yep.
So you want him to go to 8 then?
Yes. And you got the coverage every day, 5 days a week,
I think that'll work.
and on the weekends.
And then
And
after.
then if he starts getting comp time, then we'll talk about it again.
Yeah.
But
Will
you're
we-
saying midnight to 7 and weekends by the sheriff's department.
8 to 4 or 7 to 4?
7 to 4.
7?
Yeah.
So
Se-
from
7 to
midnight to
4,
7, the
we-
sheriff's department, and then weekends.
We're gonna work Brad in an hour for lunch.
Sheriff's Department midnight.
I'll contact Brett tomorrow and I'll talk with the sheriff's department myself and just make sure that everything's okay to do that. Until we
I mean,
decide.
That's what we gotta deal with.
Yeah, I mean, right now, 2 officers, that's our best bet right now. Do we need to make a motion on that, or?
Well, you'll be making your motion when you adopt the budget.
Okay.
You know, so,
So this is just a temporary fix until we can finalize everything?
yeah. We'll
Sounds
plug
good to
those
me.
numbers in and,
Okay, so what if he has not officially quit?
He just resigned.
sounded like it to me.
Yeah, I mean, can you?
Don't you give a little leeway, we might come
No,
back.
because our budget is Wednesday night, and we got to know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we gotta know by Wednesday. I mean, and Brett is salaried, so if he, I know that,
So is Quinn.
okay, because I know Brett's heart, he worries about this place. He is,
Quentin's hourly.
Quentin,
Quentin's
I thought
hourly.
it was salary of 40.
No.
No, he's hourly still.
no, but when he promoted him, he said, he told him, he said, yeah, overtime was not possible. You know, but sometimes, like he said, and it's just like in the field I used to work, you just never know when something's gonna happen. You get paid for a big word that's called if something happens. If something happens, I'm gonna have to stay. I gotta finish my tour of duty with this right here. If they make an arrest, they either got to get the county to come help out and pick him up, or they got to transport him to Jackson
I'll just
detention.
go over that with Brett and just, you know, say, look, he needs to leave at 12 unless he's on something.
yeah, but I know that he is very sincere about that he wants to make sure that everything's okay here. So, I
agree.
mean, if he wants to be here when Quentin's working 4 to 12, if he wants to stay till 7 o'clock at night, I mean, whatever, you know, whatever Brett's comfortable with.
Right.
But ultimately, he's here 7 to 4. It's when we know he's gonna be here. And then weekends, county's gonna cover.
Midnight.
And it's not that we're trying to weasel the county in, we're trying to keep our police department and keep from being completely broke. I promise, we're not trying to get rid of them, we're trying,
It's trying to keep it in a budget,
respect it, yeah, we gotta,
respective budget that we have already.
And I thank y'all.
yeah, I promise, we are.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep the part-time salary in there for Wednesday,
Okay.
just in case something.
No.
No, I'm just gonna keep it in there like it is, with the 30 hours like it is, in case something.
If he's resigned, I say let's do 24.
Well,
But
I
are you
could,
gonna hire another one now?
Yeah, if he's resigned and we can do it for 24, don't y'all agree?
Yes, most definitely.
okay, well, I can back that down to 24 and kind of go from there.
So 24 and part-time for
Yeah.
1 week, 2 weeks.
24 1 week.
I'll do 24 a week and back that salary down, that'll less the retirement amount down.
But so the insurance wouldn't be feasible.
At all.
Have to do that for that.
And it may work out like we have it, we may not need to do that, if the right person might not come along, it's just, you know, we just have to wait and see what, I'll talk to Brett about that, let him stay in touch with me, which I'll stay in touch with y'all about it. If somebody comes along and he wants to hire somebody, you know, and if not, it'll work with the hours we have it work right now with
And
it.
I'll have that ready for next week.
Let's just do it both ways.
Yeah.
With just like we have
do
it
it.
right now.
Was that
we
24?
Do it like you got it, and then figure this one in like we're talking about now.
We'll just give two options,
Okay.
see what.
Yeah, write it for both ways and let us see it, it does, she's
Because
gonna do
anything
it
like
both
that,
ways.
even
24
if you
by
brought a part-time in to just work 8 hours, the county can still cover what the rest of it
Okay,
is.
you know what?
You know, you bring them into your peak time.
Well, that's gonna change it a little bit too if we, never mind, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Never mind.
There we go. All right, Mr. McAlpin, you got something to say?
I'm happy.
We gonna give you an increase on your pay. Just for that.
10%.
You gonna double my salary?
Right.
Only when the new truck comes
We'll
in.
triple it. We'll
Only when the
triple
truck
Big
comes
drag
in.
in the ground.
it. Yeah.
We're gonna have parade.
No. I need a list of who's gonna be driving the new truck.
I'll try to let all y'all know when the truck comes in, because we want to get a picture for the newspaper. and
Yeah, I'll
Facebook.
see it.
So I'll
You
try to
got
let y'all know,
no
so that y'all know, it says the 19th or before, so it may come in, 17th, 18th, 19th, so.
They gonna have a party, ain't
Oh, yeah.
Will it be in the Steve parade?
they?
Yeah,
Yeah, it better.
yeah, we'll put it in the new parade.
All right, Mr. Perry, what you got?
The only thing I have, Mr. Rance, right there, at St. Peter Missionary Baptist Church, it's a load of trash right out there by the road, like table buckets and stuff. At some point, could we have somebody to try to pick that up?
Where's that at now, on
Right
Highway
there,
90?
on McCowan Mill, at the St. Peter Missionary Baptist
St.
Church.
Peter's Missionary?
Yeah, it's been there maybe about a month. It's just like a couple of old tables and some stuff right there on the side of the church.
Pick up garbage, I got it.
It's not much at all, but
I'll check on that tomorrow.
that's all I got.
Ms. Kate, you got anything else?
I just wanted to ask Bill one question. Talking about the flood zone plan, whatever, is there any word on Holly Street?
That's part of it.
It
It's
is?
part of the, zone, I don't know all of it, it's a major $3.45 million, grant. And they've done the feasibility study and all the engineering stuff, and that's all getting finished. And hopefully they'll start construction on that before too long. Part of it's been a problem with the railroad, because they've got to do some of the drainage under the railroad, and they've got to pay the railroad $75,000 to go underneath them again. So, but once we get all that done, then they're gonna start working. Hawley Street is on the plan. I don't really know exactly what they're gonna do. The engineers know, but that's part of the plan, is Hawley Street.
Well, I'll let her know.
Okay.
And, one more thing, what about homecoming and the parks? I don't know when is homecoming?
I think it's October the 17th, ain't it?
Yes, October, I think it's October.
During a 3-day week, they ain't even having a full week of homecoming.
And-
So are we going, is Dodson Park, what?
The Dawson family has asked that we do a ribbon cutting down there the day of homecoming. So I need to get with the school and everything and see what time, probably after the parade and before the ball game, sometime about maybe 3 o'clock or 2:30, I'm not sure about that. And they wanna have a ribbon cutting down there since they donated the land, so, we're gonna try to do that on that homecoming days.
Yeah, Faye Walden came by, and so she said that we could do the ribbon cutting at the park, and then afterwards go to the library, because the alumni.
They have the alumni stuff.
Yeah, the alumni does their little refreshments and stuff, and so we can go there.
So I wanna try to plan that
Refreshments
around
and
the
stuff
homecoming
afterwards.
effective, and the parade and their festivities there.
Thank
So-
God
So
for they
are-
rolled.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's
So
good.
are those parks open now?
Yes.
And people can go?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And we're fixing to order some, tables and things for the pavilion. We'll probably may do that tomorrow. We're gonna get some 8-foot benches in there, picnic tables to put in there, and some side seats to sit on the ends of them so that people can sit there. And I hope to maybe figure out a way to get some ceiling fans put in there, because they've got nice lighting in there, but when it's really hot, it'd probably be nice to have a ceiling fan or two in there.
At Old Town?
At the Old Town Pavilion, yes.
We
That
need to do
is
some
so pretty. That
reservation
building is
stuff.
so pretty.
Excuse me?
We need to do it so people can reserve too, for
Yeah.
like parties and stuff
That's
like
what-
that.
that's-
They've been utilizing it.
Yeah. Well,
I know, but they need to be paying.
Yes.
Well, that was something we actually wanted to discuss with y'all, because since there's not a bathroom there, we didn't
Oh.
know if that kinda needed to go with the log cabin.
And maybe just
So
do the
that
log
they
cabin and
can
have access to that
increase-
too.
Yeah, and
Increase the
then
log
Increase the
cabin.
log cabin a little bit to have
cabin,
access to that,
like
yes.
maybe increase the rental for the log
And everybody
cabin.
needs to pay.
So if y'all wanna maybe think about that.
Yeah.
Right now, currently, the rental's 75, and then we charge a $50 deposit. So
Which
we
we
charge
return.
125, and we get the 50 back. So I don't know if y'all wanna just up the rental on the log cabin, and then they have access, cause technically they're gonna have access to that, and the playground, and the gazebo, when they rent the log cabin now, so I don't know. Y'all maybe wanna think about that, and then let us know what you think maybe next week.
Next meeting or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like what?
we got a meeting on.
What
That
y'all may
sounds
wanna go
good.
up.
Yeah. Definitely wanna think about the reservation stuff, kinda how it was at the lake, and the ceiling fans is a very good idea.
That's all I had. Thank you, Mr. Bear.
You don't have nothing to do.
No.
Good.
It's his
I need a
next-
motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion